Okay. Just go ahead and get this. Hello, students. Uh, you are welcome to this lecture. Uh, Today, we are going to look at information literacy. First and foremost, before we start, let me tell you that we are making efforts to rectify some problems. There are some technical issues, and as soon as we are through, we'll go on. But now, let me engage you a little bit. Uh, I will call out the code, the first attendance. No attendance is very important. This is the lecture that has to, we run it in 2 semesters. And at the end of the second semester, you have the examination. You have to pass the exam, and the practical aspect in the is also important. In the practical, you have the library tour, you have the attendance, then you have the test, which you have to pass. So the combination of the practical and the examination will make you to pass the examination, I mean to pass the course. Although the course is 40%, with 40%, you are okay. But you have to do the test, you have to do the driving tour, you have to do the examination before you actually pass the examination. So the for today, let me tell you the first code, the code one, RHCRM. RHCRM. That's the first for the first attendance. This is important. I will call it again for the sake of emphasis. RHCRM. I hope you have copied it. RHCRM. So while we are working on the system, uh, I will encourage us to have a recap of the first lecture that you were given. You are given the definition of a library in the first lecture. Then the second lecture, you were given information organization in the Ezekiel Oluwasami Library. So for today, you are talking about information literacy. Information literacy. So the module provides a detailed explanation of information literacy, its objectives, types, characteristics, importance, and skills that make an information literate student. So you are here in the university, we expect you to read extensively. It's not in the secondary school where your teacher will just give you the notes and you give it back to him. No, your lecturers here, they will give you, let me say, about 40 or 50% of what you need. But on your own, you have to find out, you have to make up the 50%, and that will make you to be a first class student. So, right from the outset, you should prepare your mind to read extensively. And readers are leaders of tomorrow. So, to become an information literate student, you have to read extensively. So today we are looking at the definition of information literacy. What is information literacy? The objectives of information literacy landscape, and types of information literacy, and the importance of information literacy. What is information literacy? Information literacy refers to a set of characteristics that transform an ordinary student into an information consumer and lifelong learner. So you are here in the university, want to make sure to read extensively. Somebody made a joke sometimes, said, if you want to punish any Nigerian, put a vital information in the textbook. What you discover is that they will not read that book and they will be scattering around looking for information. But the information is in that book. So when you read, you get information. So information literacy is not something you do in the university only. Instead, it's something you become. You become an information literate person through your coursework, and personal experiences and interactions with information. So you have to interact with information. Information literacy includes using information technologies. You know, information technologies such as personal computers. You have to you have to know this. You have to understand how to make use of computers. Email, if you don't know it, you have to learn it. And software programs and the internet. This will enable you to get more information. Other aspects of information literacy involve evaluating the information you obtain using the internet and online electronic resources. You have to evaluate. Sometimes you get some information from the WhatsApp. It's not all those information that will be okay. You have to evaluate it. You have to look at the source, whether that information is actually correct. So other components of information literacy still regard the ethical use of information and information technologies. Ethical use. So you don't use information to cause disharmony. You don't use information to make people to be afraid. No, you make information to enlighten people, to make them happy. Okay, then then you use it in a logical way, legal in a legal manner. So information literacy is also defined as the ability to articulate one's information needs. Information needs, the type of information you need. Must be able to articulate it. Uh, then the ability to identify, locate, and access appropriate sources of information to meet the information needs. You are given an assignment, for instance, you are in agri, faculty of agri. They ask you to look at some local foods in Southwest. You must be able to identify the sources where you can obtain the information. Is it from books or from elderly people who are of Yoruba origin that you obtain the information? Those are the areas. So then, the ability to effectively use information resources regardless of format. Then the ability to determine if the need has been adequately met. This is important as well. So information literacy is a crucial skill in the pursuit of knowledge. You agree with me that this is important because it involves recognizing when information is needed and efficiently locating, accurately evaluating, effectively using, and clearly communicating information in various formats. It refers to the ability to navigate the rapidly growing environment, which encompasses increasing information suppliers. So this is, and the account amount supplied. It includes professional literature, popular media. Those are the areas where you can get the information. You can get from the library. So we are expecting you to come to the library even to have a special space where you can be reading from time to time, uh, you from the internet and more. So this is important. The information literacy assists learners in developing a high level reflective understanding of information context and issues, which will empower them with a robust framework for handling new information situations and generate strategies for evaluating, analyzing, and assimilating that information as needed and when required. Library and information professionals, Kili 2004, in the UK, define information literacy as knowing when and why you need information, where to find it, how to evaluate it, use and communicate it ethically. So you are looking for information, you should know where to locate it, then how to use it, and you have to disseminate it. Just like somebody in a faculty, department of zero extension, you have obtained more, there's a discovery, and there's a need to actually disseminate it to farmers. And once you are sure that the information is correct, you have to disseminate it to the farmers. So this is important. So let's look at the objectives of information literacy. The main objectives of information literacy are: one, to teach students on the extent of information needed, how to access information effectively and efficiently, how to evaluate information resources, then how to integrate information ethically and legally. Now, I keep on emphasizing on ethical use of information. This is important because you have to use information wisely. You have to use information in a legal manner such that you won't you won't run foul of the law. You will not be charged to court. So information literacy landscape, we have about four. We have academic literacy, we have digital literacy, we have media literacy, and we have new literacy. New literacy. So there are four. I come again. One, we have academic literacy, we have digital literacy, we have media literacy, and we have new literacy. So making four. So what is academic literacy? Academic literacy is a relatively new empirical and theoretical field that explores reading and writing in academia as social practice using ethnographically oriented methodologies and drawing on various critical theories. Academic literacy combines an empirical interest in the relationship between linguistic rhetorical conventions and knowledge making practices in academia as currently configured with a critically driven vision of how these could be different and equitable. We have the digital literacy. Literacy represents, on the whole, the essential skills for managing information and communication in the rapidly changing and increasingly digital world of the 21st century. Digital is the most appropriate descriptor because it acknowledges the irrevocable impact that technology has made and will continue to exert on literacy. Technology is very important, and the five digital literacies are expressed as action verbs, means those are the things that you use daily. So the another one is the media literacy. Before I go to media literacy, let me the second code for your attendance. This is important. ZP2RB. ZP2RB. That's for second attendance. I hope you written it down. So let's look at media literacy. Media literacy is first and foremost about being a savvy consumer regarding how media and marketing messages are received. It is the ability to identify, interpret, and analyze the seemingly endless array of messages conveyed through increasingly diverse media that have become pervasive in today's society. So, media, you have the WhatsApp, the Facebook, and some others. So you must have the ability to navigate and to make use all this effectively. So media literacy is primarily about how messages are perceived. It also encompasses the ability to strategically produce and distribute media messages using appropriate communication channels. So this is important. Then you have the new literacy. New literacy is a broad term developed to articulate literacy practices made available through the advent of new multimedia, particularly digital advances. Now we have examples such as digital advances, including blogs, you have the video games, you have the websites, you have the online social networking, etc. So this refers to new forms of literacy made possible by digital technology. Let's now go to the importance of information literacy. If the importance. Information literacy is essential for today's learners. Very important for you students because it promotes problem-solving approaches and thinking skills. Asking questions at your level, you should be able to ask questions. Even in the classroom, even among your students, among your peers, you must be able to ask questions. And when you ask questions, you get answers. So when you are asked questions, it means you want to learn, you want to know, you want to uh, express yourself in a better manner. So you must be able to ask questions. Then there is what we call information literacy standards for students learning. We have about seven of these. One, the standard one, the first one, the student who is information literate accesses information efficiently and effectively. So if you are an information literate person, you must be able to access information efficiently. Number two, the student who is information literate evaluates information critically and competently. You don't just take any information just like that. You must be able to question it, looking at who is the author, where is it emanating from, okay, and some other issues before you now believe such information. So before you now even pass it to somebody else. So number three, the student who is information literate uses information accurately and creatively. Yes, you can use information accurately and to make people to even to be happy. Number five, the student is an independent learner, is information literate, and appreciates literature and other creative expressions of information. Standard six, the student is an independent learner, is information literate, and strives for excellence in information seeking and knowledge generation. Standard seven, the student who contributes positively to the learning community and society is information literate and recognizes information of a democratic society. Standard 8. The student who contributes positively to the learning community and society is information literate and practices ethical behavior regarding information technology. The last but not the least, that is number 9, the student who contributes positively to the learning community and society is information literate and participate effectively in groups to pursue and generate information. So when you read, you can generate more information. When you interact with people, when you listen to the media, you get more information and be able to interact with people. So examples of information literacy skills. You need certain skills to make you an information literate person. One, the research skills. This is important. Research skills allow you to find the solution to an issue. Yes, you have a problem and you need solution. So you may be able to carry out the research to know why certain things are happening and what is the solution. Then critical thinking skills. This refers to your ability to evaluate facts, to fully understand a topic or issue, and develop an effective solution. Critically, objectivity is vital in creative thinking because it allows you to analyze a problem without allowing assumptions. You don't assume but or be emotional. No, but it will be based on facts and correct judgment. Then computer technology skills. Basic computer skills are essential because information literacy often involves determining the ability of the information you find on websites and crediting online sources. The software skills necessary for information literacy allow you to use applications and programs efficiently and effectively. So you must try your hand on some computer technology. So you must have the skill to do this. Then the communication skills. Communication skills are the abilities that enable you to receive and convey all kinds of information. These are several types of communication. It can be written, can be verbal, and can be non-verbal and visual. So you must be able to communicate it to the people, and that will reach many people, and they will be satisfied with whatever you have disseminated. How to improve information literacy skills? How to improve? The following steps are critical to improve information literacy skills. One, develop your ability to recognize quality sources. This is important. The quality sources, the source of information is very important. Then learn the intricacies of plagiarism. You don't plagiarize. When you see other people's work, make reference to them, acknowledge them. So this is important. So utilize advanced search techniques. Then practice your research skills. Practice your research skills. Then we want to look at ways to use information literacy skills. One, using information to achieve a specific goal. Yes, any student can demonstrate his knowledge of information literacy by applying the insights he has gained to solve problems in his chosen field and the world at large. Yes, whatever information you think can benefit the public, you're able to get it and able to use it effectively to solve people's problems. Then determine what kind and how much information you need for a project or presentation. So I'm on page 35 of the Library and Information User. This is a book which is, I think, is available uh, in the bookshop, and you can check page 35 and see whatever any information that you need there. Then you determine what kind of how much information you need for a project or presentation. I think I've spoken on this. Then finding sources that provide the relevant and credible charter. Then giving the appropriate credit to your sources. You have to give credence to the source, giving acknowledging the author. Sorry for the technical glitch. Uh, I I was talking about dissemination of information, but we'll go into others. Let me give you the code for attendance, and that will be the last one. VCQED. I repeat, VCQED. Once again, VCQED. I hope you have typed it. So the next one is evaluate the information. Please submit immediately. It's very important. I've given you 3 codes. So I hope you submit immediately. So evaluate the information. Information should only be presented, but also be not only be presented, but also must be evaluated. Evaluation of information is a process of examining and looking back on their work to identify any lapse, failure, or deficiency in the work and what make necessary adjustments in the future. So that is when you evaluate. You want to see whether it's actually meeting your target, so actually meeting your needs, and actually giving the solution to whatever you have, the problem that is before you. So the use information in an ethical manner. Information Act is rules and regulations or guiding principles for misuse. Essentially, students must understand how to cite and use information so that it does not intrude, malign, or offend individuals. This is important. Information must not be used illegally. It must be used ethically. It must not be used in a way to cause disharmony in the society. It must actually lead to the progress of the society. So use it very well. Use it for to solve problems. So let me give you a recap of what we have learned today. So in this module, we have discussed the following. You have discussed about information literacy as a crucial skill in the pursuit of knowledge. Number 2, we have look at information literacy actually assists learners in developing a high-level understanding. 3 is a reflective understanding of information context and issues will empower learners with a robust framework for handling new information situations and generate strategies for evaluating, analyzing, and assimilating information as needed and when required. So there are some self-assessment questions for you. Define the term information literacy. So be able to define that. State the objectives of information literacy. Mention the types of information literacy that you know. Explain the importance of information literacy. Mention some features of information literacy. Mention information literacy standards for students learning. The last but not the least, what are the skills that make an information literacy skills students? So the assignment now, define information literacy. Number 2, what is the importance of information literacy to students? 3, what are the standard skills that make an information literate students? 4, mention types of information literacy. Thank you for listening. God bless.